We have now been traveling for the last 6 months, and since we posted our packing video, we have had a lot of questions about how we actually pack our bags.
So in this video, we're gonna show you how we both individually pack our bags. We're gonna go through bag size, airlines, and tips that we've learned, and then also go through stuff that we don't end up using that much and stuff that we consider must-haves.
Yeah. So this is how we go from this
to this.
We're Keith and Deb, and if you're new here, we left in February 2022 to travel full-time with just carry-on bags. So far this year, we've been taking on Europe.
Subscribe to follow along.
So we're gonna start with how I pack my bag. So I have all of my stuff laid out here, and Keith and I actually use the same Peak Design backpack, but we pack them very differently, so that's why we're gonna show them separately. So I keep my Peak Design backpack in 2 sections. So this is my front section, which I always pack second, you'll understand why in a bit, and then the back section. And in the back section, which is a lot bigger, is where I put my clothes, my shoes, my rain jacket, and my towel. So that's all that goes in this back area. But before I start throwing all my stuff in, I should probably show you how I pack my packing cubes because I fit a lot of stuff in these. Probably too much clothes to be honest, but it works. So this is my socks and underwear and bathing suits packing cube. This one is the only one I literally just stuff it. Like a sleeping bag, I just stuff everything in and it's good to go. Whereas my clothing, that's a different story. And I have another packing cube. So this is all of my clothes everywhere, minus my broad underwear. And I'm going to show you how I pack it because I have 2 identical packing cubes. And honestly, other than the style of how I pack it, it doesn't really matter what goes in which one. They're about as full as each other. So I have no certain way to pack. I just roll it up and fit them all in. So let's get to it. Okay, so I have all of my clothes here in a big pile, and I'm gonna show you how I pack all of this into these 2 little bags. So I really like these packing cubes, and so far they've been really great over the last 6 months. Again, as I said, there's no real order to what I do. I just kind of grab clothes. There's a few very bulky items that I make sure have space, but other than that, it's kind of a fold and roll and tuck and fit things into little corners. So again, with my pants, I just kind of always fold them like this and then roll them like into a wrap type of vibe. Again, this may not be like the tightest it could possibly be, but it works for me. And as Keith and I have learned, sometimes we're literally changing accommodations every night. We want to pack in a way that is as quick as possible because it can get annoying. Often I have 3 pairs of shorts. What I'll do is I'll roll them one way like this and then stack them above each other, and they kind of create a good barrier in my bin. So that is what I'm gonna do. The next thing that I do really like to do is picking the bigger, bulkier items. So this would be like my long skirts and my sweaters, for example, and packing them at the beginning because they're what takes up the most space, and then I can often stuff the little items in and around it. So then once I have one of my packing cubes semi-full like this, I'll do up the sides just a bit to see where the little spaces are, and that's where I'll put my little tank tops and stuff. And then oftentimes there'll be a big space right here after you stuff everything down, and so I'll often add another item in if I can. Sometimes one's more packed than the other, so to give one a bit more wiggle room, I'll move an item over. All right, so now all 3 of my packing cubes are packed, and we can get into my actual bag and how I pack it. So again, I always start with my packing cubes packed first, and in the back, like I said, I put my shoes, starting with my sandals. I keep my sandals at the bottom of my bag, so I press them along the bottom, and then I always put the thicker packing cube right along the edge, and then the other one will fit in right next to it, just like that, and you just squish them down. So then it's all flat. After I have my 2 big packing cubes in and my shoes, I take my towel, have it usually folded like this, and it just place it above my sandals right there on the end, because there's space. I put my small packing cube on top of the front one. My rain jacket, which luckily we haven't worn that much, goes right here. And then I have another packing cube, which I put my Birkenstocks in. And if we're traveling for a while and I haven't had a chance to do laundry, I'll often stick my dirty clothes in here as well, just so it's separate from my clean clothes. And then they flip over so that the hard side of the shoes are on my back. Fold this over, pack it up, like so. And then it's all packed. Now to the front side. So once I open the front side, it's now a bit more packed. The thing that is always in my bag that I rarely take out is my EpiPen and the portable charger. So there's a little pocket right here, and they always just slide in right there. Then my other EpiPen goes in either my bag I have on me all the time or in this bag. So that goes in there. Then the next thing is our pharmacy and my hair clip things. These go at the bottom, along with, this is something I've picked up since we've been traveling. It fits in my bag and it's great. We have coffee filters, instant coffee, and tea. So if we're ever somewhere where we don't have access to this, we have our own little pack. So I always just make sure these plastic bags are nice and squished down. And this other plastic bag has our laundry detergent, which are these cool little strips, and actually extra antigen tests just in case. We haven't needed to use them in a while, but you never know. So that slides in to one side, and then so does my notebook, which we actually have used a ton. So I slide my notebook in the bottom, and then this goes in the one side, just like so. The other 2 things that go in are handy dandy Tupperware container and my toiletries slide right here. I always keep the toiletries really close to the top with the handle upwards. So then when everything is fully packed and we're going through security, let's say at the airport, it's super easy. I just open this, slide it out, and because this is clear, it can just go through like this. Along with our lovely 3-prong charger, which we have used, but not as much as we would have liked, I think. So it just slides right in the middle, and then I often will just slide my deodorant on top, like so. So then this can do up just like so. Oh, but there's one more item I forgot to stick in, and that of course is my hat, unless I'm wearing it, but it just slides right in the top. So because it is also summertime, as you can tell by what I'm wearing, there's one other item that goes in my bag at the very top, and that is my down jacket. So in this, I have my down jacket. So in the winter or fall, we wear these all the time, but obviously when it's hot, they're more a pillow for us, but I still think this is hugely important. But of course, I don't wanna wear it when it's a hot day and we're moving. So I stuff everything down and kind of just stuff this like a pillow in here. Makes my bag look really full, which probably because it is, but it does fit. You're good to go. So there's a few other things I just fit on the sides here. So in the one pocket, I always put our portable backpacks. So it just slides in the bottom. So along with a grocery bag. I realized this grocery bag actually goes in Keith's bag, so see you later. And my water bottle, which just goes in on this side like so. So then my whole bag is packed, and if you see, there's actually still space in here, which is kind of crazy considering all I had packed. You'll also notice there's still quite a bit of miscellaneous stuff around me, and that's because it goes in this bag. So I'll quickly show you how I pack this bag. The first thing I do is I have this purse, which I have used on our little day trips out and about, and I do really like. I use the same strap for it, but when it's not being used, I just stick it in here as an extra pocket. Before I stick the purse in, I have this little wallet that just goes in here. Oh, and my buff. So these things just go in the bottom here, and then it slides in like this. This bag is full of pockets. It also even has like a computer pocket right here, which is awesome. I'll put my computer in there. I always put the cord, the computer in this little pocket, so I just always know where it is. It just slides in like so. There's another pocket in here for my hard drive, so it has a little safe spot because this is like our life, is our hard drive. Even though this is heavy, I always keep the cord or the box with it as well because I want to keep all my computer gear together. This I always have, and it again goes in the outside pocket, so when we're traveling, it's mesh, so it's easy to go through. But it always has sunscreen, moisturizer, and hand sanitizer for like easy access. And then my sunnies go in, an EpiPen, our charging block just slides in there. There's actually quite a lot of space in this bag. And then what goes in here is my phone and our passports. And I realized I forgot about the deck of cards. The deck of cards actually goes right in here. There's this lovely little front pocket. And I always just put the deck of cards right in here. So again, easy access if Keith and I want to play some cards wherever we are. And that is how I pack. Did I forget something? Ah, dang it. And another little thing I forgot. This I usually just stick in. There's a lot of tiny little pockets in here, so I just put it in one of the pockets. These are my headphones, because I want them to be easy access as well. And then I think that is actually, I am fully packed and all my stuff. So now we're off to Keith.
This is my stuff when it's organized. And now I'm gonna take it apart. Starting with my socks and underwear. My bottoms. Make another pile for this. Unlike Devin, I organize my packing cubes by category. And my tops. Towel, hat, buff. Let's get started. Okay, so let's do my tops first. Now like Devin, the bulkiest item needs to go in the packing cube first, and this is my sweater. So I'll give it a roll. We know we could do military rolls, but they take a long time to do. We're always packing in a rush. It's not very practical. The sweater, I gotta put these hair bands around it because it really helps actually. Some days your packing job is way better. Sometimes it's way worse. Side note, get good packing cubes. We bought these for $2 in Canada, and the zipper is not very good. I don't know if you heard that. Not a very good zipper. But it works. Those are my tops. Now the bottoms. I usually start off by the biggest thing, which are my pants. And I'm often traveling with these. But when I'm not, no problem. Everything fits in the bag, even when we're wearing the smallest of clothes. Now that's a packing cube. Bottom's done. Socks and underwear are left. Big sock goes in the back. I got these when Devin's parents met up with us. Very happy I exchanged a pair for those. Other pair of long socks. I actually do my underwear first. Socks and underwear, done. Towel. Towel's pretty straightforward. Towel bag, give it a quick fold. That's all my clothes. Now let's take apart everything on this side. A lot messier normally, so this is what it actually looks like when we're packing our stuff. Except for a raincoat. The raincoat's actually always packed because we haven't been using it that much, which is a great thing. Nice. And then down jacket. Yes, I know you're not supposed to pack down that much because it affects the material, the feathers. However, you have to do what you have to do, and we take it out every time we get somewhere and we make sure to unpack it. Now in the pockets inside, I have two bags. One bag is for the neck pillow that you see me sometimes wear, and the other bag is more practical for packing. Grocery bag. Sometimes chargers are way too big, but this one's actually pretty compact. But what I like doing before is making sure everything's packed up before I can put everything together. The bands are always a pain to roll, but really happy that we brought these. We actually use them a fair amount. stack them on top of one another. Put this guy on top. Fold these guys easily. Sandals, when it's a travel day and we have to take an airplane, I cannot wear sandals because my shoes would not fit in the bag. So I'm gonna pack these, no problem. Nice and stacked. And definitely a packing cube helps because sometimes they're sandy or dirty or wet. It's very practical. If we are going from one place to another on a bus, not an airplane, then sometimes we carry our shoes in a grocery bag so we can walk with our hands. This bag tends to look different every time I pack it, but generally it's deodorant, soaps and shampoos and stuff, creams, toothpaste, compact, doesn't leak everywhere. Okay, let's pack this big bag up. Now, unlike Devin, who has this inner mesh and uses the bucket and the front, I just use the big compartment. 2 compartments, I split it into 1. So I'll take this, roll it up, and put it in the pocket at the bottom of the bag. Now, we got 1 big bucket. The first thing I pack are my big sandals. Right at the bottom. And on top of that, I throw this towel, my tennis ball in the corner, the charger at the bottom on top. Then I grab my biggest packing cube, my tops, slide it in. Usually my sweater's at the bottom. Give it a good push. Then my underwear and socks, which slides right here. Before it gets too busy, this clothesline we've only used a couple times. It was in this pocket over here. Then the grocery bag, the bottom, our portable backpacks, like this, sideways. My raincoat. Now I add my bottoms, usually this, upright. Now usually I do this sort of second or third, but sometimes I do it a little bit later. It's the workout gear. Whatever side doesn't have a tennis ball or has more space, they don't really come out of my bag. Our first aid kit, sewing kit, and duct tape, which go in this nice pocket right here. A couple other things that go in this top pocket, don't really come out, masks, and my buff. All right, I quickly, before I add more layers, go to the back here. Nice laptop case. Put the laptops in, take a GoPro, put this guy on top, this is a coffee filter. We do use it, hide it away. Throw in Tupperware, electrical cables, and the down jacket. And then I give it a good, make sure everything is down. Toiletries just sit on top, which is why it's important to squish everything down here. Portable battery, sometimes in the sling, sometimes in here. The glasses case fits perfectly in this pouch. I still have some space, but the bulk from the battery and the glasses sort of fills it up. Last piece, water bottle. And it's packed. It takes a couple seconds for it to settle. And then it's pretty soft and it's good. That's the backpack. I usually wear this hat. Now, last thing is the sling. First thing in the sling is the remote controller for the drone. Then the drone over here on the left-hand side. It's always the same. Then the batteries for the drone. And then my wallet. And then leftover trinkets, lip balm, earplugs, AirPods, Kindle, tucked into the back. And sometimes the gum on top. A little snack, the ND filter if we end up using it, and some pens. Phone charger as well, so it's always handy. Like I said, this sort of changes. Sometimes I have the portable battery in here. Sometimes the camera is in here. And if it is, it fits right on top, no problem. The mic as well. For the tripod, there's these straps, hook them on the bottom of this bag, just like that, and it holds the tripod and we can carry it around, no problem. So everything sort of fits. This bag can fit a lot more than it looks. And that's all my stuff, all our stuff pretty much, except for the camera, of course.
So now that you saw how we pack our bags, we're next gonna go into our dimensions, airlines, and then tips and tricks we have learned along the way.
Right, so one of the most popular questions we have is how much do your bags weigh? And are they really carry-on compliant? Well, our bags
do weigh more than the average carry-on. They're about 13 kilos, we think. We haven't actually weighed them, but that's our kind of
in a
guess.
while, we have weighed them.
Yeah.
13 kilos, if everything's in there and we don't have anything in our pockets and we're wearing super light clothes.
Like this
It can be up to 15 kilos for these big black bags, right? The dimensions are based on the Peak Design information, 22 inches by 13 inches by 9 inches, or if you expand it, which our bags are expanded, they're always expanded to 45 liters, the depth is 11 inches.
And so what's really cool about these bags is even though they're a bit heavier than they're supposed to be, that's more because of the stuff we put in it and meat, which we use all the time, they always fit in the overhead bins. Like when they're fully expanded, they're designed to fit
in the
perfectly in the overhead bins, even when they're at their fullest.
So even though these dimensions might go beyond what the airlines recommend, and it might only be 53 out of 144 airlines based on the Pack Hacker website, well, they actually fit in all overhead compartments. So those dimensions don't really mean anything. No one's gonna pull out a measuring tape and measure your bag, really. At least our experience hasn't been that way.
That's what we were gonna say, is these are just our own experiences. And that being said, I always get nervous when we do have to go to a check-in desk to get our tickets, if they're gonna weigh our bags.
Okay, now we're in line and they weigh bags. So let's see what happens.
We're through.
We had to put our bags on the thing.
It was really stressful. My
and it
heart
went to
rate
13 kilograms, but she didn't
Both
look
of
at
our
it.
bags.
Just to put the tag on, to put the sticker on.
Yeah. We have some tips and tricks for if they are to do that. And the first thing is if we know it's an airline that will weigh your bags, is I wear as many clothes as I possibly can to make my bag look smaller. I find having just a backpack, people assume it weighs less because you're carrying it.
Yeah, so another quick note is that these bags, because they're black and there's no loose straps hanging off of them, they look really inconspicuous and they look small on our backs. So they're not gonna question it by dimension, even though maybe we're over by a couple inches or maybe a couple centimeters. That's not really gonna matter. What's gonna matter is the weight.
And so then that's the other thing that comes into play is my little bag actually has a lot of space in it.
And it gets pretty full when it's stuffed.
As in, we'll put Keith's computer in there, we'll put lots of other stuff in there, so that if we need to, so then our backpacks can be lighter.
Because they won't weigh this under the seat bag.
Yeah, because that's just the under the seat bag, so we'll stuff everything in there as well as in our pockets. Like we'll wear as much clothes as we can and our down jackets and sweaters and put like our heaviest items in our bags. We've only had to do that once, and again, we had no issues at all. And the only time our bags were actually weighed, the lady didn't even look, so
these portable batteries are quite heavy, but if we put them in our pocket, it's
so
easy.
Those are kind of our big tricks, is if you have like your under the seat bag, put your heavy items in there,
or
as
in
well
your pockets
as keep your backpacks on your back the whole time, and for the most part they're just they're light because you're wearing them on your back.
Yeah, exactly. Wear some extra layers and you're fine if you are worried about the airline. Even when our bags are 13 kilograms and the airlines, say Ryanair or other airlines, ask for 8 kilos or 10 kilos, we've been pretty good because of online checking.
That being said,
avoiding the checking desk if you can check in online.
I want to knock on wood because who knows what's going to happen in the future, so hopefully we're good.
Yeah, that's true. There is one experience that we had with Pegasus Airline, which they only allow for one bag. So this backpack and this will be considered a second bag, but then we were able to prove at the gate that no, this is a purse because a purse is allowed. Devin's small red bag.
Yeah, so for that specific flight, we put my big bag into Keith and I's bag, and then I had my little purse full. And this is, again, we found it annoying, and that's why we were able to argue it. I got through no issues. My bag was the same size, and then they were like, no, you can't have that.
Because I have this bag, which is slightly bigger than the red bag, but it could be equivalent to my purse.
And
so I guess a bit double standards, right?
Yeah, so that's why we said it's like a purse for him, as well as the check-in lady did say that would be fine because we asked her. And so once we said that, they were fine and let us on the flight. But just something to keep in mind with Pegasus.
So all that to summarize that, it's pretty subjective and we're still winging it and you never know.
So quickly to summarize our tips and tricks about airlines is first check the website to make sure you know what you're allowed to bring on or if you need to pay for that extra checked bag, which we usually do.
Check in online so you avoid having to check in at the desk.
If you do need to go to the desk then and you're a bit worried about it, wear more clothes or put your heavy items in your pockets or in that little under the seat bag.
And also, if you're at the check-in desk or at the gates and they're suspicious, just be smiley and happy.
Yeah, be kind and be nice.
Be a good person and
kindness
easygoing.
Helps.
It does. Big smile on your face makes a huge difference.
Usually that should help and you should be fine. Again, those are our tips and tricks, but please do not take them as concrete. This is how good you're gonna get on a flight.
It's pretty subjective.
We have no idea. But hopefully that helps you. And now we're gonna move on to since we've been traveling for over 6 months, what we really, really love having with us and things that we probably didn't need to bring.
Yeah, or we didn't think we needed to bring, but then we did bring, and it's okay, and it works, but we use, but anyhow.
Okay.
Moving on.
Going through our must-have items that we have, my first one is actually the same as our last packing video, which if you're curious, everything we brought, definitely go check out that video. But our Tupperwares, these things are amazing. They fold up and we use them all the time.
Super practical. Our entire gear list, by the way, is linked below, and you can go check out our previous video to see exactly what we brought. My must-have, I'm gonna pull out here, both of ours, grocery bags. These packable grocery bags we use all the time. Buying food at grocery stores is way cheaper than going to restaurants all the time, and so we do a lot of grocery shopping.
Also, it helps the environment, and also when we're moving place to place without flying, we sometimes will bring our groceries with us.
Somehow we expand our bags.
Stuff.
We have shoes in here. Sometimes we,
yeah. They're just amazing.
Extra,
so definitely
extra bags.
And going off of that, also having another mini backpack when we do our day trips into the city, if we're somewhere for a day, because we love to carry water with us.
This is every day.
Every day we use these.
And we should probably give them a wash.
Or everything, yeah. And they
all the
can
time.
literally just throw them in the wash. Because yeah, they do kind of.
But they pack up really small.
And
so
that
these are a
being
must.
said, that goes into our water bottles. We also bring our water bottles everywhere. It saves on plastic water bottles, which is awesome. And they're amazing.
Clean Canteen's the best. B Corp. I punctured mine, so unfortunately the vacuum seals or the vacuum insulation is done. So Clean Canteen, if you're listening, I'd like to get a free one if that's possible.
We also do have a link to Clean Canteen below if you're interested in these water bottles because
They're the
we
best.
love them.
Although they're big, they're nice.
Next we have
our downs. Now these things that pack up really nice are pillows on the airplane. They're like our lifesaver. If all of a sudden the temperature drops, then you just need a sweater or something, or a jacket.
They're super light, they're super awesome. Totally would recommend these, especially, and bring like, this is just a bag, I put it in a silk bag and it makes a pillow for myself, and it's awesome. Another must-have item is our AirPods. They're expensive, but totally worth it, especially because we are filming and editing, or just on flights, they drown out
The noise canceling is phenomenal on the airplanes.
Just everything about them, we love them so much.
They're the best. Towels, packable towels.
They're tiny. You can use them for yoga in your apartment, to the beach. Also because some Airbnbs will give you towels and some won't, and sometimes you have to pay extra to get a towel. So
at the beach too, these ones don't really collect sand, and you don't want to get your shower towel full of salt and water and sand and stuff. So this is the best.
Definitely a must.
Another must-have: warm socks. They are very practical when it's cold in Europe. When we're in Scotland, these things are very comfortable.
Or if you're somewhere where you don't control the AC and it's really cold, it's really nice to have a comfy pair of socks.
Just comfy indoor footwear, right?
So we both have one pair of those. And then for me, my last must-have item is this bag. It's from Lululemon. It's hilarious now that it's summertime in Europe. You can tell people are from US or Canada because everybody has these bags.
I want one now too.
But they're so practical. Like you can fit phone, hand sanitizer, they're day bags, and they're like always so close to you, so you feel like your stuff is really secure and safe.
This bag too, this sling, I carry around the drone and the camera all the time. I can hook my water bottle to the strap, so I'm always carrying this thing around, and it's phenomenal.
Yes. And then in terms of clothing, something I'm really happy I brought is I have 2 of these shirts, which you can wear reversible, and my jean shorts that I'm wearing right now. Best clothes for summer, and I'm really happy I brought them.
This tank top is great. My parents brought it for me, but it's not super practical. These shorts, these comfy shorts, very worn. I wear them every day, I think. And then this merino wool button up, which could be dressed up, dressed down. It's warm, it breathes. It's very comfortable. It's a must for me.
So those are our must-have items. And then in terms of stuff that, you can obviously see our bags are really big, that after 6 months of travel, maybe we don't use as much. I would say in my bag, the big thing would be I have 2 shirts that I probably didn't need to bring, and that would just give me a bit more space. But everything else, I feel like I use all the time, and maybe a few.
We use everything.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like maybe a few creams, like as in we have polysporin and like some medicine, but I would not recommend not bringing it because in case you need it for something, or we have used it here and there. So.
Yeah, we've gotten rid of some shampoos, some hand creams and stuff like that. The soap container I had before, got rid of that. Not really practical, but it's been all used.
We've, literally everything we have brought we have used.
This dress shirt I took out because I use it, but not that much because it's just nice and it's my dress up shirt.
Yeah,
But I still
we don't
use
dress
it.
that
Same with my
much.
black t-shirt that absorbs the sun. I still use it.
So moral of the story, with everything we brought, which again, if you want to check out our other packing video that shows you everything we brought, we probably would keep most of it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I might go through my clothes and see if there are things I could take out just to make my bag a little bit smaller, but honestly,
Probably
we use
clothes, but
everything.
Like even this raincoat, obviously we wouldn't leave without having a raincoat, but we don't use it ever. We've used it twice, maybe.
Knock on wood.
That's it.
We've been lucky with that.
My tennis ball, I mean, you'd think, oh, this is a bit weird, that's a weird thing to bring, but I've used it. It's massaged my back, it's very helpful. This coffee filter, at first we didn't use it, but then we use it a bunch.
Yeah, like the last place
And
we
this
were
saved us.
staying in
It was
didn't
like coffee.
have a coffee maker at all, so this saved us.
Right? And then mask, well now we don't use them that much, but we definitely needed them in the beginning.
If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. We hope you learned something from this video, or it helped you pack, or it helped you figure out what you need to bring or not bring.
It made you realize how other people can be very eclectic and have too much stuff, and it made you downsize.
You shouldn't say pop. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. We hope you learned something. Comment below if you have any tips or tricks, or if there's something you really liked about this
Check
video.
out our gear list.
And yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.
See you soon. Thanks for watching.